We've removed all the components from the packaging. Everything is packed in one box, very well protected with a heavy-duty wrap, a bubble wrap, and foam. It's pre-assembled in knockdown fashion. You've got two legs that are assembled with fittings, two of the returns, the horizontal returns that extend from the leg to the wall, two shelf supports with the flanges pre-assembled, one horizontal member which assembles across the front of the washstand, a wall bracket, and a complete hardware kit. Everything arrives in perfect shape, no dents, bruises, or scratches. There's the complete packaging of one two-leg system. Now we are going to assemble that front horizontal to the fittings on the legs, and it's very important to push that horizontal through to the vertical leg and make sure it is flush with the vertical leg so everything gets pushed together tightly. You push the leg all the way flush until it hits the horizontal member. And then we're going to assemble this loosely. We're not going to tighten too much on these set screws just yet. This is more or less a dry fit. And when we're completely finished, we'll done, we will finish the set screws and the tightening of those fasteners. Okay, our next step is to assemble the side horizontals, or the cross members that extend from the legs to the wall. And those are simply placed into the fitting, the corner fitting on the leg, and again, make sure the tubing is going to be set down flush with the leg so everything is in contact, and we'll loosely tighten the set screw. And likewise we'll do it on this side. The horizontal cross member that extends from the corner of the leg to the wall is assembled into the fitting. Make sure the tubing is in contact before tightening the set screw, and loosely secure that set screw. And those will be retightened upon completion once we lay the wall flanges out. We are now assembling the shelf supports. There are the two shelf supports that are included with this leg system. And in a similar manner as we assemble the top horizontal members, cross members, we're doing this with the shelf supports now, which consists of a horizontal tube and a wall flange at the lower end of the leg. This is the bottom of the leg, this is the top of the leg. And we have two shelf supports which attach in a similar manner as the two top horizontal cross members did. Again, loosely assembling the set screw at this point in the installation. The next step should be accomplished with a helper, as the washstand in its fully assembled state is being lifted and set flush to your wall surface. Here we have the box, the polymer box, used as a brace to support the washstand to the wall so it doesn't fall forward. So just stick our box in front of the two front legs, put your tools on it for some weight, and that will provide a nice brace for you as you work the assembly. The first step, when we have the washstand assembled onto the wall, is to loosen the two set screws that are securing the front horizontal to the legs. We're now going to loosen the set screws that were previously tightened, and we're going to make sure that front horizontal cross member is tight inside the socket. That has to be squeezed to the leg to make sure the tubing is in contact. So push that front horizontal tightly into the fitting and then retighten that set screw. Okay, our next step is to ensure that our floor is level, and of course that front horizontal cross member is level, and we're checking that front horizontal with a 24-inch level, and we can see that the left leg needs to come up approximately a 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch to ensure a level condition. We are now shimming the left leg that had to be raised approximately 1/16 of an inch. We've used the shims from our hardware package. Install the shim within the foot so it's completely hidden from view. And now we're reassembling the foot, making sure that's squeezed tightly to the tube and everything is bottomed out. So this foot now has 1/16 of an inch thick shim in it to raise it a bit, and we should check level again. With the 3 shims added to the left leg, we've achieved a perfectly level condition of the front horizontal cross member. We've now established exactly where the washstand will sit on the wall. The location has been confirmed, and we are marking out the floor to show the location of the foot, so we can then in turn drill the floor to receive the pin on the bottom of the foot. With the foot removed, the washstand again set on its side, protected, we are marking out the floor locations for the pins. The foot's removed, we're using it just as a template. There's a hole in the foot, and we're marking out the location of our drilled holes for the foot. And this is the pin that we'll be using to thread into the bottom of the foot, pinning the foot to the floor. We're now assembling the pin that's included in your hardware kit to the bottom of the flush foot. The pin is a number 10 threaded stud, and screw that in such that you have approximately 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch extending out from the bottom of the foot, and that pin will engage into the 1/4 inch diameter hole that was previously drilled into your floor. We're now going to lift the washstand up. The pins are in place at the bottom of each foot, and we're going to set the pins in the 2 1/4 inch diameter holes that were previously drilled into the floor. Okay, the right pin is in, and now the left pin is engaged. So the legs, the feet, are permanently pinned and secured to the floor. Okay, next we're going to attach the side cross members from the vertical legs to the wall, and it's critical that this horizontal cross member be level. So we're using a smaller level and making sure that horizontal is perfectly level, and then putting a reference mark to the bottom of the flange. We're now ensuring that our front horizontal is square 90 degrees to the side horizontal cross member. So we've made ourselves a little 90-degree square from the cardboard included with the packaging, and we've marked the left side of the flange in the proper position such that that side horizontal is square to the front horizontal. We have removed the wall flange, and we're now marking out the location of the hole on our wall, and we will secure that particular wall. We're now going to transfer a level line down from the hole that was originally marked for our first wall flange, down approximately 12 inches to mark the location of the wall flange for the lower shelf support. We're now drilling a pilot hole to secure the screw for the wall flange. In this case, this wall happens to be wood, so we're just drilling a 5/32 pilot hole and using the supplied sheet metal screw to secure the wall flange. We're now securing the wall flange to the wall, and we're noting that the set screw is located down at the bottom of the wall flange such that it's not visible. The wall flange has been secured, and we're now assembling the washstand to that one secured wall flange. Tightening the set screw again, which has been located at the underside of that wall flange to conceal it. We're now leveling the lower right shelf support. We have previously attached the upper right wall flange, and we had transferred the level line down. So we have the location of the wall flange left to right. We're just marking this for a level, so we have the location of that wall flange top to bottom. So now that wall flange has been located properly, it's level, and it's in line with the upper wall flange. We are now locating the lower wall flange that secures the shelf support to the wall. We have previously drawn a level line down from the upper wall flange, and we've located the exact center line location of that lower flange. We're now assembling the lower wall flange that will secure the shelf support to the wall. The washstands are now being dry fit into the two secured flanges on the right side. The upper flange and the lower flange, the feet are pinned to the floor, and we've got a very stable right side washstand. We will next locate and mark out the two left wall flanges, the upper wall flange and the lower wall flange for the shelf support, and attach those securely to the wall. To set the next two wall flanges, we're going to measure the inside to inside width at both the front and the rear of the washstand, making sure both measurements are identical. And once we've adjusted this horizontal, we will mark the wall, the location of that wall flange. Now we're leveling the left side top horizontal, and again marking out the wall flange for the proper location. It's important to set the rear risers, the two short vertical rear risers, perfectly plumb, and once they are, you can tighten the set screws in the wall flange. We've now set the towel shelf into position, and it simply hangs on the shelf supports by way of these four clips, front and rear, on both sides of the shelf. And we've set a level on our left shelf support. We've ensured that all clips are resting properly on the shelf supports, and we're marking out that last wall flange. We are now securing the last wall flange and horizontal cross member, the lower left shelf support. Again, that's tightened with the set screw supplied, and the wrench is supplied as well, and we've located the set screw to the bottom of the wall flange.
Now we've fully assembled the unit, everything is secured with the set screws. We're now going to install the angle bracket to the wall for support for the sink. Hold the angle bracket to the underside of the sink and mark the screw hole locations. We're putting a little upward pressure on the bracket. With the sink removed and the screw hole locations marked, we're drilling pilot holes for the screws to secure the angle bracket to the wall. We're now securing the angle bracket to the wall with the screws provided. This will provide support for the back of the sink. We have now applied silicone to the top of the angle bracket, top of the rear riser, and the top of the front legs. Silicone is provided in the hardware pack. We now place the sink back onto the leg system on top of the silicone, and we're placing the shelf onto the shelf support. The final step to complete the installation, we're cleaning the metal with Flitz metal polish, which is also included in the hardware pack. This cleans the chrome really well. The installation is now complete. All metal has been cleaned. Everything has been secured and is ready for use.